Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1923 Underwood No.5 antique desktop typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line this up with the edge of this paper finger here. And these two paper fingers up front are adjustable and they need to be lined up with the length of the page. When you load the page, just got to flow through these two paper fingers like they're both kind of a guide, like paper guides. So right now they're set and you can just move them from side to side. And the margins are up front here. And you just got to make sure they're in between these two paper fingers so you don't get stuck or type over them. So this one can move over just a little bit, maybe right there. And this one is pretty good right there. Maybe a little bit more clearance. There we go. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, there's a switch right here. You just flip that forward once. It skips 2, 1 more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line in red. Switch from black to red. There's a color shifter on the right side here. You flip it down to the right and there's a red pad there that tells you that you're on red. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. Beautiful. This is the most popular model of all time, I believe, and it's the first model to be a visible writer, so you can see when you're typing. Before this it was the blind writer, which prints from the bottom, so you have to feed the paper to see what you typed, and that was mostly Remington models. To pull the page out easily, there's a switch on the right side here. Flip it down and unlocks the rollers underneath the plat, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back up before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. I'm going to put the shifter back on blue, prints the bottom top portion of the ribbon. So when these came out, these dominated the market for over 30 years or so, maybe even longer. And it's still to this day, this is the most popular model that I get. When I get these in stock, they go really fast. It's just something about the look, the reliability. Super reliable, one of the most reliable typewriters you'll ever find. Over 100 years old and it still works really nice. One fun fact about this, I don't know if it's a fun fact, but if you're having an issue with your shift keys not printing right, you got to make sure that it's threaded around these two front holders, or else it won't print the capital letters efficiently. When you have it threaded right the way that I just showed you, it prints them perfectly. Got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the right. To clear that, just hit that opposite shift button. Backspace on the left side of the keyboard works good. There's a tab on the right side. The harder you press the tab, the slower the drag's gonna be. So like if I barely hit it, it goes really fast because it's got a drag pad back here. It's located right here. It's just a pad that whenever you hit the tab button, it squeezes that pad so it causes a drag so it doesn't slam all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. And these are the tabs. So you just flip them down like this and just put them anywhere on this rack. There's teeth that go into the gaps, and you just gotta line those up. There you go. And it's got a scale up here to tell you exactly what tab you're on, what space you're on. And you can put some oil on that if you don't like that drag, but I'm just gonna leave it the way it is for now. Put oil on it, it slides pretty fast. What else do we have on the keyboard? Backspace, I already did that. Behind the color shifter is the color lock. This will lock it into the middle. So that way you only print a stencil, you don't print any ink at all. So that's for copying purposes. I've never used that function before, but most typewriters have it. This little lever here on the right of the carriage is the right margin, left margin release. So you stop here at this left margin, and if you push that down, it'll let you go all the way to the end. Carriage release on each side, very smooth. This model is a very straightforward typewriter. It's very easy to get in there and clean it. There's a few tutorials online. I don't know if I did one yet, but pretty straightforward, easy to work on typewriter. What else do we have here? This is your ribbon ratchet. So if you have it pushed in, it'll pull to the left. If you have it pulled out, it'll pull to the right. Right now, all the brand new ribbon is loaded on the right, so we'll want it pulling to the left, and you can ratchet the ribbon by just winding this. That works good. And this is your line space disable. If you flip it up, it'll disable the spacing when you turn the knob so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it down and you get those clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. Same concept with this little lever or whatever. You pull that out, it'll disable the spacing like that. Push it in, you get the clicks. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.